I was born with a dead twin. My parents had been married for 20 years and had never had kids. They didn't think they could, so they were never much good at it. Which was all right, because I was also born on a big cattle ranch in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, where I was raised by myself and the drunken cowboys and miscellaneous wanderers who worked there. All the other kids were miles away, and there weren't many of them. My first close friend lived 4 miles away, but she was shot by her father when she was 9. I think everyone comes into life with a curriculum. Mine is death. Almost everyone I'm close to dies young, which, as it turns out, is good for them and good for me. When I was growing up, I went to a one-room schoolhouse 3.5 miles away from where I lived. I could ride there horseback through deep snow. Sometimes it would be 40 below. There were only 6 other kids who went there, and they were all in different grades. We had the only black school teacher in Wyoming. She'd been hired on a dare when my father, who was the state senator, proposed the first civil rights bill passed in the United States. He was very conservative. I was a very religious kid. I was a much more serious Mormon than my parents were. This lasted until I was 14, when I bought a motorcycle and talked the other members of my Mormon Boy Scout troop into doing the same. We went bad overnight. Some of us got sent away to reform school. I got sent away to prep school. By the time I was 25, all but 2 of us were dead. While I was at prep school, I met Bob Weir, who later became my best friend and would also become the rhythm guitar player for the Grateful Dead. He got kicked out of school. I stayed there and went to college back east, where I took LSD and started believing in God again. It was just a very different sort of God. After college, I went to India, and then I came back and became a cattle rancher in Wyoming, which I did for the next 17 years. It was a huge ranch. We were always in debt. While I was there, I got married and had 3 daughters. And now I spend all my time trying to make certain that they will live in a free world where they can think anything they want and have access to all the necessary evidence.